in the future. The title of the video is pretty self-explanatory. I've been feeling pretty, I don't know, pretty bummed out lately, and I've been playing Tetris Effect to get my mind off of it. So we're just gonna go through the journey mode. Not really gonna be talking too much. This is kind of one of those games where, you know, my level of focus determines how much I can actually get done. I don't know, Tetris growing up was one of my favorite games. In terms of puzzle games, most definitely. I would say that my favorite Tetris game that I can recall playing was I think Tetris DS for the Game Boy Color. I think it was. There was the regular Tetris game for the original Game Boy, but I don't know. I think that in terms of gameplay, the Tetris DS is a bit more fluid, and that's what made it more enjoyable. Although, everyone knows that one of the primary benefits of the original game is that you got to hear that awesome jingle, which is not in Tetris DS. And in fact, in the very few mods I've ever seen for a puzzle game, I've seen people mod in the music from the original Tetris into Tetris DX, because that's really the only shortcoming that game has as a Tetris game, is that they don't have the original Tetris theme. I'm not sure if this game is like actually recording the music from this game, but it is pretty darn dope. I prefer the more ambient tracks than the songs with lyrics personally, but anyway, it's a matter of preference, I think. There's a new thing that was introduced in this game. It's specifically for, I think, journey mode, is that you can do this when you have a full Tetris meter. And I am still trying to ascertain the most optimal time to make use of it. And I think it's best used just to get your points up. I initially was just using it to try and get myself out of a sticky situation, but as I kept playing, I kind of realized that that only works under certain circumstances. Like when you're basically one peg away from losing everything, then it's a horrible idea to use it then. Someone more skilled than me could probably do it, but I know, for the longest time I thought I was like a whiz at Tetris because I was really good at Tetris DX, and then I watch professional players and like all these other expert gamers play the game, and I realized that I'm not even at the level of a novice. I can't really think of any video game where I could say that I in any way excel at it. Like something that I am 100% confident that I can do that most people can't. I think maybe Shinobi 3, although that only is the first few stages of Shinobi 3, which I've memorized everything by heart because I played it so much as a kid. Like if I had played much of the later stages as a kid, I probably could do a decent speed run of Shinobi 3. So just give me 1 second. Let me no, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let me just give me 1 second. Trying to figure out how to fix this. I can't keep constantly like glancing at my phone in order to read any comments that come in. That's better. Bean Downey Man, good morning. How you doing? had a lot of free time recently, so I decided to start streaming. I kept trying to get my sleep schedule back on track in order to be able to stream at a more optimal time when I had the free time. And I happen to be up at this, kind of optimal time for me. So I was like, hey, why not do it now? Okay, let's gotta make use of this, gotta keep moving, keep that gelatinous gold a-flowing. For the most... I'm fairly certain I'm doing more than that. Got to hear your sleep schedule is better. Always enjoy your streams. Thank you. I do enjoy... Well, I can't say I enjoy every stream. It depends on what I'm really streaming. Like I want to do more like creepypasta stuff, like Wattpad Wednesdays and whatnot, but I honestly think at this point that I need to get someone on board with that, because if it's a story that isn't entertaining and I have nothing to work with, it becomes a miserable experience, as I'm getting increasingly frustrated with a bad story of some kind. At the end of the day, pressing X, which is, the button to flip it around, that's what's causing that drum sound effect. I really like that thing that this game introduced, the kind of weird ambient noises, the interactive ambient sounds and whatnot. It's pretty darn nifty. Bean Daddy Mandela, real quick, can you hear the music in this game? Because I think that's a pivotal part of enjoying this particular installment of Tetris. You said so in like the beginning of the menu. It was like, hey, if you want to really get into this game, it's best that you have headphones on, which I often do not. Most of the time I listen to a podcast of some kind. Okay, well, wonderful. Come on. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. Let's zoom in a little bit. I do like you can adjust the camera angle, and it's very flexible when it comes to that. And then in and out, I kind of like I kind of fluctuate in regards to how comfortable I am with the camera. Sometimes I want it pulled back and sometimes I don't. Yeah, that's good, but not great. Right now I'm trying to get up to level 50, and on level 50 you unlocked a special Tetris theme. You unlock classic Tetris basically. What is this? What is happening here? I don't recall this at all. I really don't remember this portion of this stage at all. Or I don't know, my memory's kind of splotchy. Although it is catchy as hell, so I'm not complaining. Reminds me of Livey and Polka. Is that how you pronounce it? So how do, like, anyone watching, like, how do you play Tetris? Like, do you keep going for the, the 4 pieces like I do? I keep trying to set it up, but it's a very risky thing to. Oh yeah, of course. Like you should probably focus on work and not be tuning my droning ass. But I appreciate you tuning in for a split second. So hopefully I'll still be doing this by the time you get back, so you can just chill with yours truly, as everyone should have the right to do. Everyone should have the right to chill with Najee. Ooh. Oh, I'm almost there. Yes, yes, Daddy. Damn it. That was a little good. I would like to know how much. What's the highest score someone has for the zone mode? One of the difficult things about journey mode is trying. It's not enough to because you technically have unlimited continues, but when you lose on one portion of a stage, it resets your score. So if you're trying to get like an SS rank on a particular like lineup of stages, it kind of, you have to really restart everything all over again. I could be wrong about that now I think about it, because I often am, and that's something that's oddly enough become one of my catchphrases. I could be wrong about that. I actually frustrate myself every time I say it because of the meaningless, innocuous phrase that I think is meant to obfuscate my inability to confirm basic facts. Oh yeah. Come on, give me something I can put in there. Almost had a new breakthrough. I just barely made it. Damn it. I don't know. I would like to see what happens when I get to 16. Probably just a achievement, but I'm just the point is I want to know if there's actually even an achievement, you know. This stage reminds me of that indie game where you burn everything. I cannot for the life of me remember what it was called, but I remember liking the weird aesthetic and the art style of it. It's like a kind of weird, macabre world where it's become part of the culture to set things on fire, to buy things just to set them on fire in order to keep warm. Never finished that game. I remember playing it, and when I got to the kind of, I don't want to spoil anything, there's a bit of a twist at the end, and I didn't get to see it because my computer froze and crashed before I could even do anything. So I got to the ending and I didn't get to enjoy it because my computer crashed. Yeah, boy. Come on. Let's hit that peak. Damn it! Fucking finger slipped. I suck. When I think about it, I think that game I mentioned is also made by the same people who developed World of Glue. One of the few mobile games that I really got into. I don't know, the amount of mobile games I had any real interest in could probably be counted on one hand. The funny thing is, a statement like that almost sounds like a little bit elitist nowadays. Because as much as we kind of thumb our nose at mobile gaming, I don't think we should dismiss it in its entirety. It's just that I think it's something that almost invites exploitation from shady developers. Mainly because what do parents do nowadays to keep their kids occupied whenever they are busy with something and they don't want to take time out of their day to rein in their kids' behavior when they really should? They just like hand them a phone, like have them a cellular device of some kind. And you know, people who program for phones recognize that, I think, and they decide to peddle their wares on impressionable kids who don't really know the value of a dollar. That's why I kind of, when I'm on my shift at the store I work at, I always like cringe internally when I see that a mom is giving her son or daughter a gift card for some game they probably don't even really play all that often. Like I'm talking about mobile games, like it's always Roblox and shit like that. I don't know, then again, I've heard that Roblox once upon a time was a pretty decent thing. It's just that I guess I came into it too late. Then again, did I come into it at all if I never played it? Could be my old man yells at clouds moment. Back in my day, it was all about this Minecraft. I remember my nephew came over one day. He was asking me like, "Hey, Uncle Nod, do you play Pokemon?" I'm like, "Well, yes, nephew. As a matter of fact, I do." They're like, "Oh, well, check out my Pokemon team." I'm like, "Oh, okay. What's up?" I expected him to like pull out maybe like an emulator of some kind, cause like I didn't recall that he owned a 3DS or anything like that. He pulls out his tablet and showed that he like his Roblox Pokemon team. You know, I'm not trying to mock my nephew for playing a game I don't play. I don't know, I'm just saying it just kind of shows the weird kind of state of things now, where a facsimile of a more popular game is more readily accessible to kids than the game series that it's like basically aping off of. Oh fuck. I like being able to press down on the button and just like have it go down instantly, but that has cost me so many times when my finger accidentally slips and like brings the block down like instantly where I don't want it to go. That's one of those things that's on me and not so much the game. Ooh. I know they got that soundtrack from JoJo. I feel it within the very pits of my soul. That is the world, though. Damn you, fish stick. Ever since you introduced me to JoJo, I see it and see it everywhere. Oh. Oh, if it isn't dolphins, the predators of the sea. Okay, that was unnecessarily intrusive. It's our world, though. Damn it, what the fuck? I think my finger slipped again. Finally fell out that meter. Ah, one of my favorite stages. Oh. just gonna be quiet all day. Part of me just wants to sit here and just like listen to good music, but I know kind of defeats the purpose of putting on a headset to begin with. Well, let's stream a game, or so I can like talk to people, and then I pick a game where all I do is just veg out and listen to good music. Like I said, I really do prefer the instrumental tracks in this game soundtrack than the stuff with the lyrics. Not to denigrate the obviously the hard work that those artists put in. Is just that for something that's like meant to be immersive, I think the kind of ambient tracks kind of fit better with the general tone they're trying to set up in a lot of these stages. Damn it. Fuck. That was disgraceful. Hopefully I'll at least get an A. I'm trying to S rank everything, but I am not even close. Okay, now very rude chanting people are interrupting my concentration. That is incredibly inconsiderate. Come on, L-shaped block. You're never around when I need you. You're just like my dad. That startled me for a second. How do I not remember the stage at all? Then again, I guess it's because I've mostly been playing the later stages to try and rank up points. Now you show up, L Block, you motherfucker. You're like that dad who doesn't show up until your son signs an exclusive NBA contract. Come on, man, that sucks. Did I at least beat my old high score? Almost there, we're almost to 50. Now I get that sweet, sweet classic Tetris skin. Like, I don't need to mention every time I do something I didn't mean to do. It's kind of obvious when that happens because it's something that violates common sense. Like that. Oh, come on. Are you fucking for real? That did nothing to help me. I consistently have to remind myself that I am not very good. Like, my problem is that I'm always trying to make setups for bigger moves, but I think what I need to do is just focus on just getting points whenever I'm in the zone. Oh, almost had it. I don't know what I almost had, but I most certainly almost had it. I don't know why my shoulder's been so stiff lately. Probably stress. I'm assuming stress, I don't know. Neat. No. I am really not firing on all cylinders here. Hmm. I think that was the last stage. Yeah, once again I get a B. I suck! Of course. This Mexican or Latino setting just randomly made me think of Mucha Lucha. For no reason other than sometimes it's one of those shows where I wonder, like if they were to announce a reboot like tomorrow, well, one, would anyone care, and two, would they be able to get away with a Mucha Lucha fucking in this day and age? It was relatively inoffensive for its time, but the fact that it was made by non-Latino people to celebrate Mexican, you know, basically to celebrate Mexican heritage and Mexican history and lucha libre. Even though it wasn't made with that in mind, no one seems to bear that in mind anymore. You have to be black. I don't know. It's like a weird. It's racist, I think, to say. It's kind of hard to explain. I feel that it is not only creatively stifling, but it sets a really creepy and unsettling precedent where you tell people in a I guess a benevolent way that based on their race they need to stay in their lanes. Black people voice black people, white people voice white people, Italians voice Italians. The same thing goes for a creative project that's could be made to celebrate a certain culture or to even like examine it, and because you don't fit within the nationality or culture in general, people just assume that you have the worst of motives. What? No, even worse. They don't even stop to consider your motives. It's all about how they feel. It's like I always use a reference, like it's like a trope where, you know, people said for years that Speedy Gonzalez was portraying harmful Mexican stereotypes, and then meanwhile the character's like really popular in Mexico. So you have to ask yourself, like, should there even be a controversy at this point if the demographic that we said would be most offended isn't at all offended? Like the whole shit with Apu. You know, The Simpsons is a show that like basically reveled in every single stereotype for every single demographic of people, both nationality wise and ethnicity wise. The only people I can't think of where they did that, at least on a consistent basis, was you know, the African American community. I get maybe Dr. Hibbert, but cause you know, I think it's almost a stereotype, the jovial black doctor, maybe. Although even then, like, I'm pretty sure every Simpson character is a stereotype of some sort. Yeah, pretty much. But that dude, what's his name? I don't even know his name. The guy who made The Problem with Apu. I think that was immaterial to him. I think the crux of his argument was basically like, I got made fun of in school. Like, people use Apu to stereotype Native Americans. Well, that's going to be the case for any popular any demographic of people that I guess you can make the argument is underrepresented in the country. People, when they go to insult you, are going to gravitate towards the most commonly known character that they can really go towards. And you know, one of the most commonly known Hindu characters at the time was Apu. And I can understand the frustration with that, but I don't know, like I'm just I'm kind of hard in my ways when it comes to the concept of taking away a character because someone got offended by it. Because it seems like something that could alleviate itself very quickly if you just tell people who do that shit to go fuck themselves. Like, I got called a beluga whale when I was in middle school. Does that mean that I can petition the History Channel not to show whale watching? Because this analogy is going nowhere. I am very tired. That's my excuse. I haven't been doing this for long. It's just that while I've got the hours of my sleep schedule on track, I'm still a little bit out of it. Like, my brain's telling me go to sleep now, but I'm not sleeping until I reach that point where damn it, fucking... That is disgraceful right there. I don't really think about one of the best characters in the franchise. Yeah, that's one of the things that I really like about what's that channel? Hot Diggity Demons video on that, on Apu as a character, where he's one of the more multi-faceted characters. And even if you look past the episodes where he's showing his struggles as a immigrant in the United States, like, there's a lot of like small moments that show that he's like very intelligent and very, like, compared to a lot of other characters, grounded when he's not being a cheapskate for the sake of his job. Like, one of my favorite lines from Apu that kind of sums up his character was that complaint when he was making at City Hall and Who Shot Mr. Burns. It's like, the police need more funding. I was shot 9 times, and as a result, I was almost late for work. Like, that line, if you don't like Apu, or don't get what makes him awesome, if you hear that line and you don't get it, I don't know what else I can do to convince you. Because that does ring true. Like, I think when it comes to, I'm not trying to take away anything from, you know, migrants who come here illicitly, although, you know, in my opinion, I think that there's some debate to be had in regards to immigration law. I think that from what I've observed, legal migrants in this country are some of the hardest working people that you'll ever meet. Mainly because the set standard that they have to abide by to get into this country to begin with is so rigid and high that they have to basically have a work ethic that far excels even the average, you know, citizen of the country. I think the same thing goes for any country, though. Any migrant from any country that doesn't have a lax immigration policy. The harder it is to get in, the more you're guaranteed to find a hard-working migrant amongst the people. Because when it's not a choice, you have to work hard to get in, then it does bring out the best of the best. Although, you know, like I said, like, I think it's I think if you want to have the debate on how lax our border policy should be, I think it's a... Damn it, fucking shit, damn. Back to menu. The only time they even... Oh shit, I had to go all the way back to the first one. The only time the show came close to allowing pronounced Apu as Apu was during the Well, that was garbage, and it was written mostly by the Family Guy writing staff, I think. Which explains a lot when I first read that, because I don't know, like a few years ago when Family Guy was a little bit more subdued, I can imagine that the writers probably would have had some decent ideas for how a crossover was done. That was a crossover that didn't really take any advantage of didn't take any advantage of the potential for comedy bits or that kind of come up. Instead, they kind of do this like haphazard analogy for each show and their success. Unexpected blunders. Then they do a big fight scene. I don't know, I just in general. I honestly, and I'm not even saying this to be a snob, I just, at this point in time, don't understand how Family Guy still had anyone interested in as a series. Because the interest in what's it called, in The Simpsons has diminished significantly. It's now officially just one of those shows where people might watch it if it's on, and that's it. No one rushes to watch the newest Simpsons episode. It's background noise at best. And at worst, it's one of the worst things on television right now. But for Family Guy, I think there's still a contingent of people that are pretty big on the shows, even after it's like creatively stagnated. I mean, you know, to Seth MacFarlane's credit, even though I don't think he's involved in a lot of that shit anymore. He must be doing something right if all these people still love that show. Because like there is no in between. Like there are people that watch The Simpsons now, the new episode of Simpsons, with either mild indifference or like complete contempt. Oh shit! Complete contempt for the show. And meanwhile, you have the Family Guy where the fans are. I think they fluctuate, but they're still present. They're still there. The people still love Family Guy. And maybe it's because of the raunchy humor, but then I'm fairly certain that people hate shows like Brickleberry and all these shows that kind of try to ape off of the success of Family Guy. What's that show not too long ago? Well, they all could. It's amazing how they all blur together too. Like not Todd McFarlane. Daniel Tosh really is a poor man's Todd McFarlane in terms of his. I don't know. Maybe his stand-up's better. I don't for the life of me remember any of his stand-up because it's been like years since I last listened to it on Pandora. Like that's all I can recall from him. But as a television producer, when it comes to animated shows, he's a dumber, less clever version of Seth MacFarlane, who himself is or has become dumb and unclever. We're watching the roast of Charlie Sheen. And Seth MacFarlane can't think of any real funny jokes, so he just sticks to doing Family Guy voices. while reading his lines, and the audience claps anyway. I don't know, like, I like Mike Tyson, but when Mike Tyson has a better zinger than you, and you're a professional comedian, there's a problem. He came within, like, prior to coming up to do this roast, I would like to take a page from my favorite story from the Iliad, and yes, Mr. McFarlane, much like you, I can plagiarize from Homer as well. Like, damn, man. No, then again, Mike Tyson's a funny dude. I don't know how much he has to do with the writing, but that's another thing. Like, yeah, Mike Tyson Mysteries. That show's great. And Mike Tyson is not a professional comedy writer, but that show's just so great. Then again, I don't know, maybe I gotta also bear in mind Norm Macdonald's on that show, and that's something that. No, then again, Norm Macdonald's on Family Guy too. I forgot he plays Death. No, then again, I don't like. That's pretty funny anytime he shows up, because it's like Norm Macdonald just doing his thing. Every gun's got a plan about how they go back in time and kill Hitler with a shovel. Why did I just butchered that. That was a weird reference and I butchered it. I must be sleepy. As the scene in Mike Tyson Mysteries, the setup is that, like someone pulls a hypothetical where, what would you do if you could go back in time, and everyone's, says something, oh, I'm gonna kill Hitler, like, how would you kill Hitler? Oh, I'd go back in time when he was a baby and kill him, like, would you be willing to kill baby Hitler? Like, and what would you do it with, like, I don't know, I'd probably hit him with a shovel. Oh, fuck, damn it, what the hell? And then later on, when they go back in time, he is put into the specific circumstance that he... Fuck! Hell, this game sometimes. Oh god. Now you show up, you cocksucker. Fucking hell. How am I having trouble on fucking middle? Some bullshit. Because I haven't slept. I haven't slept when I'm talking. Again, this is one of those games where I have to stop and focus. And now I got a notification on my phone. What? When's the last time I made a video about wrestling? Shit. I don't know if my interest in wrestling is waned or my interest in like ranting about WWE is waned. You know, fuck. Because at this point in time, I adamantly refuse to watch anything involving WWE, even NXT. And I like NXT. It kind of fluctuates in terms of quality. The match quality is fairly consistent, but the level of investment that I have as a viewer kind of shifts because I think they're trying to they're trying to find their bearings right now, you know, given like the weird set of circumstances that we're currently in. But other than like their horrible business practice, the fact that several of their talent got COVID on their watch, and I can't fuck with that. Like when I heard that Renee Young, like I'm not the biggest fan of Renee Young as an announcer, but she's, you know, she's human. And when I heard that she contracted COVID, that legitimately made me angry to a point where I said, fuck this company. And I think it's because at that moment I put myself in the shoes of John Moxley, her husband. And this is something I was kind of worried about when he left the company while she was still there, is that, you know, what could potentially happen to her under Vince's watch that he is not in a position to have any control over now that he's gone. And that's what the fuck happens. She contracted COVID, and he could have potentially caught it from her because their place of work gave zero shits about the safety of their employees. More than anything else, I'm imagining like this job that made my life a living hell for years, that did not respect my creative abilities, that kind of almost talked down to me on a consistent basis, to the point where I ignore the I'm willing to ignore the enormous contract that they're waving in front of my face in order to stay with them. When those people are responsible for my wife having a potentially fatal disease, when they could have taken preventative measures to ensure that that wouldn't have happened, I don't know, at that point, if there was a newscast that John Mox broke into Vince McMahon's house and like beat him with a shovel, I would not advocate that, but I'm not weeping either, I'm just saying. Because let's not mince words, it was Vince McMahon's fault that that shit happened. I'm not saying that the workers should, like, the onus shouldn't be on them to some degree to take preventative measures to make sure that they're safe while on the job. That goes without saying. It's more so that Vince didn't even do the bare minimum. You know what his fucking testing was, that he would, like, you could come in and if you think you have COVID, we'll take your temperature, and if you don't have a high fever, then you're good to perform. Oh, you better pray to God we don't. Vince better pray to the Lord above that there isn't a death on his watch. Cause that lawsuit's coming down hard. I'm hoping that no lawsuit comes in general because, you know, I value life to some degree. It varies depending on who I'm talking about, though. Very odd time we're living in. Very trying times we're living in. But everything works itself out, some way or another. I'm an optimistic nihilist. I don't know, it depends on what kind of news I get. There's some days where I feel like I'm lucky to be alive. I feel like everything's great. And then I get some news that it doesn't make me want the world to end. I think that I'm not weeping for it anymore. Because, like, some of the shit that's going on and some of the things that people are getting up to is like, whatever bad hand gets dealt to you as a result of this, you deserve it. You deserve it tenfold. When I shut my trap and actually concentrate, I actually manage to get things done. Well, I'll be. Motherfucker. Oh, this music's going crazy. Well, the first time I played this stage, that constant clashing was very distracting to me. Excuse me. Hey, at least I got an A. Almost there. I'm gonna get that sweet, sweet Tetris theme. Oh, jeez. Oh, why I do that? The world, though. Whew. I'm sorry, you know, just kind of sitting here in silence right now. It's just my eyes are like frozen open now. Got rigor mortis of the eyes. All I can think about is Clone High because I've been rewatching the series. Well, I can't say rewatching. I've been watching it for the first time because I remember hearing so many people talk about it when I was, you know, coming up as a little man kid. Watching it, as much as I find that series funny, I can't help but notice that, and I'm not saying as a really complaint, just an observation, that almost every single scene with the principal in that series, mad scientist dude, like, it could be cut out entirely and wouldn't affect the main plot. Damn it. Whew. This is a really long stage. Like I was saying, Clone High is a really good show. And I've been told that apparently there's going to be a reboot. I'm very curious as to how it's going to go. I'm hoping it's not going to be like other modern adult anime shows and like have 20 minutes of fart noises while saying that Trump is bad. Because we need a constant reminder of that shit. What the fuck? Mm. No, like even regardless of your political stances, I would hope that we could agree that Donald Trump jokes are awful because they're the most played out shit in the universe. And I don't understand why a lot of comedians still dip their toe into that well. Like, what do you want to make a joke about? Hey, Michael Jackson touched kids. Isn't that funny? I bet you had never heard that joke before. I don't know, even at this point, the cultural zeitgeist for jokes shifts so erratically that you never know what's going to be in and what's out. Like, for me personally, Bill Cosby jokes kind of are played out for me. Not to say you can't find a good Bill Cosby joke, it's just that it's one of those things I'm just tired of hearing about. Like, the dude's in jail, what more do you want? I got into a discussion with my mom about the crime in Hollywood. She asked me, because every now and again we ask each other like questions, like to see what our perspectives are on some things. She asked me why I think, how come Bill Cosby didn't get a slap on the wrist like Harvey Weinstein? I'm like, well, first I want to preface that Harvey Weinstein is not the worst to do what he did. If anything, he's probably one of the more lenient. He was probably the more nice ones about it, about casual sexual assault of aspiring actresses. I don't know, like, the difference between sexual assault and workplace sexual misconduct, and sexual harassment. And a lot, I think Harvey did more of the latter. Like, using his position to coerce women into sleeping with him. Although, does that constitute sexual assault under the law? I'm talking about in terms of the criminal definition. I'm not talking about, like, naturally it's a repugnant move and you should have to people who do that should have the book thrown at them. I just want to know about criminal definitions because that's very important. You gotta make that distinction right away. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. How I managed to worm my way out of that one is a mystery to me. Ooh, that was close. I did it. I'm the greatest in the universe. Let's watch the credits sequence. And Lulu meowing in the other room. I gotta go show her what's what. And by that, I mean I gotta go see what she wants. What time is it? Like, probably like 2 o'clock or something. Still 11. All of that, and we have finally created our own. Thank you, Takeshi Hishihara. I'm not real watching the rest of the credits. Show him my fucking B. Give me my skin. Damn it. I guess we're just gonna. I got an idea. Only 2 levels away from getting that skin. Or that level, rather. So I'm just gonna play like a madman until I get it. Oh, I love mystery mode. This mode's great. Which has the least intrusive ambient shit. Oh. No, wait. Like I said, I prefer songs that don't have lyrics. Which one's, where's the fire one? It wasn't yin and yang, it was something else. Ritual passion, celebration. Downtown jazz, not downtown jazz. Zen Blossoms I think will work. Yeah, every now and again, random shit is gonna come and throw us completely out of whack. That's the first time it's gonna happen. You gotta get rid of these things right here, and when you do that, it gets rid of these bombs here. That's what those are. Those are bombs. And when those go off, they take a... I thought they were useful at first, but then they take out portions of the blocks you set up. And it kind of throws you for a loop. Oh no, this. Yeah. Huh. Nothing happened. Oh, what's happening? No hold. Oh, we can't hold another piece. That's fine. I played without that feature for years. I can do without. And the bottom got bigger. Reminds me of that, you know, those cheap LCD games. And one of them I had was like one that just played exclusively Tetris games and different modes of Tetris. I think that was my favorite of the LCD games. That's not really saying much, like LCD games were pretty shit. But every now and again you get one that where they actually like utilize their common sense and you know, kept, you know, they didn't stray too far from their lane when it came to what kind of games they could make on a, you know, LCD screen. Did I keep saying LED? LCD screens, right. I am very tired. Oh, you can't fool me, big boy. I've been playing Upside Down Tetris since you were in the womb, game. I won't lie, that did throw me off just a teensy bit. Not a lot I could do about that particular bomb. Fuck. Yeah, fuck it. I made a boner out of that one. I'm getting that skin one way or the other, you bastard. I'm not gonna let Ishihara beat me. Excuse me. Oh please, you think this is gonna stop me? Lame. I'm invincible. Oh, I just flipped it back. Oh. Ooh. I like those. I like when the giant pizzas show up. Even if it screws me over, I always think it's fun to figure out what to do. You can save those. And I put those to the side, so it's always like a challenge to figure out, okay, this is my ace in the hole, what am I going to do with this later? Oh, here it is. Hands down the most useful one. Cuts the Tetris pizzas into teeny tiny little things. No girls? Oh no, it just doesn't have the thing to show where it falls. I can handle that. Tetris games don't always have those. Don't insult me, game. I'm a pro. I'm a motherfucking OG. I've been playing Tetris since you were a nut stain in your mama's drawers. What's this shit? What's this? Pro gamer move. Ooh. No holding. I can't reach. There's no way I can reach that. That's not fair. This game being a butt. Oh, no you don't. You know what I would really dig? I would love to see a real jelly Tetris game. Based off those YouTube videos. Oh god, this thing is so useful. Damn you, game! Now I can't see what comes next. You son of a goo! I'm trying to... No. Damn. Let me just change stages. I want the columns looking stages real quick. I like that one. When has a new columns game like a fan-made version at any point? Because I really fucking loved columns as a kid, and I have no idea why they never made any new games. This is not the column stage. Oh well. Like that, the theme song for columns is like stuck in my head. It's like weirdly somber. I don't know if it was supposed to get you in the mood for some hardcore puzzle action, but it's kind of weird. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the music in columns was like this kind of weird attempt at having like something that's like sweeping, not sweeping orchestral, like classical music on with that old school Genesis twang. It never really worked for me. I mean, I remember it. I remember thinking it sounded great, but looking back on it, it's kind of funny how they were trying so hard to make something of that sound chip of theirs. I don't know, in general I think the Genesis like was a console for techno and rock. I wish I could play an entire mode of just tiny Tetris. I looked at the wrong side. Amazing. Oh! Damn it. Oh wait, this is the... Yeah, this is the one that makes them all the same. Shit. Oh, shit. That rumbling sound is becoming the bane of my existence now. I have no idea what you're saying, game. Why did I do that? Damn it! I deserve a D- for that one, man. My sense of spatial awareness was completely out of whack. In fact, it clears as many dark blocks you can... Clear as many dark blocks you can in 3 minutes. Well, maybe I will, douche. Oh, this is pretty spooky. What? You don't know who you're fucking with, boy. Oh. What's that countdown mean? Oh. Why wasn't there a countdown before? Maybe there wasn't, I just really wasn't paying attention. That is the most likely outcome. Oh, I was not paying attention to the timer on the left. Oh. How'd I do? I have no frame of reference on this. That's not too bad. How much did I earn? I can do better though. Come on. You can stop worrying so much about setups and just go for it. Oh, it's getting aggressive with me. Okay, you wanna get aggressive, bitch? I can get aggressive. Dig a little deeper. Okay. I'm invested now. I want to do this. Come on. Are you serious? Countdown. Okay. I haven't completely... Okay, wait. What am I being asked to do? Okay, so I think I'm supposed to set up places for Tetramo blocks to fall. I can do that. Ooh. What's this real quick? When is the meteor shower in countdown mode, huh? Interesting. Does that add to my score or not? I can't tell. Oh. Okay, I get it now. Took me a minute. What happens if I keep doing right there? Fascinating. Who came up with these modes? They're crazy. I think I can fuck with this mode a little bit. Come on. The challenge factor, almost there. Just a little bit more and I'll finally have that level unlocked. Of course. Damn. Yeah, better than before. Still only a B though. Shit. Let's try the other modes. Target blocks. So it's basically it's infected without the infected block split. I got you, fam. Don't worry about setups. Come on. Shit. What the? No. I'm not accepting that one. I keep looking at the second to last, the second block Tetris piece, and I'm assuming that it's the one that comes next. That's what keeps doing me in. I don't care for this mode. Mandela. Oh dear. And as many all clears as you can. Okay, I can do that. Oh! Fuck. This is pretty interesting. Ah! That was completely guesswork on my part. Damn. You. Uh-huh. Wow. Interesting. I suck, but it was interesting. Damn. Almost there, though. I've been almost there for like 20 minutes. Okay. Gotta focus. Huh? Hey Vinzo, it's good to see you streaming. Thanks, Dropping. How you doing? Don't mind me just sucking at Tetris effect over here. Damn it. Hope you're doing well in these god-awful times. I hit and miss. Slipping in and out of pretty bad funk. I gained a bit of weight. That's a pretty bad sign. I can feel a little bit in my knees. I think in general that's just another sign I need to start working out again. The only reason I stopped is because at some point I saw my back started acting up when I was doing squats. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I thought I was doing Hindu squats right, but apparently not. Damn it. Well, at least I did better than last time. I do like this mode a lot. Kind of expects you to remember pattern it's about timing and patterns. I think I'm done with this. Okay, let's try... Not sprint. What was it? What's my favorite one? Well, the one I had the most fun doing. Not Purify. Mystery. Target. No. I did not care for Target. Master. There it is. I'll show these bitches what's really hood. Is this Tetris? Yes, it is. Ooh. Fuck. Looks dope. Yeah, Tetris Effect is pretty fun. I bought it when it was on sale some time ago. I got into it like I love Tetris games. Petro? Is that a bad creepypasta reference? If you haven't had the chance to, everyone should look up the documentary that the Internet Historian did on Tetris. I don't know how much of it is completely historically accurate, but you know, if only because I don't necessarily do fact checking myself. He seems like a fairly reliable guy when it comes to backing up his facts. But it's a trip because it's the story that he tells is like goes beyond just video game, like to the point where governments from both countries have to get involved and handle the matter. This is really out there. I answered earlier, but I already have my I would say this is pretty high amongst my favorite Tetris game, maybe even number one. But prior to this, what is your guys' favorite Tetris game? I always said I'm on the record, mine is Tetris DX. I know everyone gravitates towards the you know, DS game, but that game was made by its presentation. Although you can make the same argument about this game too, this iteration. And I just that particular version Tetris doesn't have the kind of fluidity I'm looking for. And one of the reasons why I love Tetris DX so much, felt that the pieces could like slide easily into place. Oh fuck, whatever. Which version of Tetris is this? I only know one old Tetris game from the 90s is my favorite on the Windows OS, so every other thing is the same thing to me. It depends on what you're really looking for. Tetris, like some of them play a little bit differently, some of them flow a bit better, I would say. Tetris DS, like I said, is my favorite because of like, this is kind of like glide easier across the screen. That's one of the reasons why I put it a little bit higher than the original Tetris game on the handheld port, at least for the Game Boy original Game Boy. It's just that that version aesthetically I think is more pleasing, but it's I don't know. It still feels a little bit more stiff. Really, it's a matter of I think it's one, it's a matter of taste, and two, it's a I don't know, I'll just play Marathon. It's a matter of taste, and it's also a matter of what you find the most. You know, which aesthetics do you prefer? What presentation? And this game excels at presentation. As you can hear, like every time I move a piece, a note plays, and it kind of fits with the music that's playing on whenever the music comes up. Like you're getting immediate feedback for everything you do, and that's tickles the funny bone inside your noggin. That's real science, by the way. There are bones inside your brain. I know this for a fact. Let's pause real good a second. I'm a complete pleb. This Tetris game is Tetris to me, but this doesn't seem neat. Yeah, fair enough. There's some like I think that applies to everyone when it comes to popular franchises that have multiple iterations. Like there's some things that only someone who's like completely invested are gonna notice a minor little minutia that really separates each installment. Like for people who are kind of like outsiders looking in, who only have a passing interest, they're like, okay, well, kind of blurs the ghetto to me. I'm not saying that to, you know, disregard your opinion. I just think that applies to literally any single fandom or franchise out there. I get the kind of, you know, that old tired saying that's not for everyone. It's tired, but it's true. And I wish more people would have kind of adhered to it. Because, I don't know, nowadays people expect everything to be specifically tailored for their tastes. And that kind of waters down products as they're being produced. And everything kind of becomes homogenous and blurs together. You know, that old saying, like, you know, if you try to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one. I think that's one of the problems I have with AAA game developers, is that there was a point in time where sandbox games were novel and interesting, and like, oh, you have absolute freedom to go where you please, like you can complete the game at your pace. And nowadays it's like I see more and more people kind of craving structure within their games, craving a teensy bit more linearity. Not you know, not so that the game holds their hand, but to have something to really keep them engaged in the game when it comes to the gameplay. I get what you mean. I know one guy I know can talk out about lore of DC Comics. I can't figure out the difference between Wally West and Barry Allen. Well, you're about to catch these hands, friend. Wally West is the best Flash, and I will not be told otherwise. I'm going based on the old Justice League cartoons. I haven't read that many Flash comics. Freedom is fine only when there are restrictions to compare it to. That's a good point, actually. Like, the freedom should, like, come as a breath of fresh air within the context of the setting of the game. Like, you make the player feel a bit constricted, and then give them that breathing room, and they appreciate it a little bit more. You set them up to feel that, at least. Wally West wasn't hasn't been the best since he killed people in the latest Crisis event. I have not been keeping up with DC Comics. Or comics, I keep up with comic news, but not comics themselves anymore. A lot of shit I was interested in growing up, my interest has diminished significantly because they eventually get co-opted by people who have no real interest in them, and they end up getting fucked up. I had a passing interest in Star Wars, and you know that got fucked up. I had a decent affection for Star Trek, that got fucked up. All by and it's always the same way. It's always by people who who have no real passion towards it like the fandom does, and that they keep telling the fans, this is for you. It's like, okay, well, is that a slight, or do you not pay attention? It's like that scene from that that Christmas episode of The Simpsons, where Marge, because Bart showed her how much he showed, because she got him a Christmas present, and he was talking about this video game he wanted, and she's like, oh, I know what you always wanted, and she got him a golf game instead of the fighting game he wanted. But at least, you know, in there, I can't really compare it to that, because at least there, it was an act of sincerity, and she meant it. It wasn't like some half-hearted gesture in order to placate her son. If you want something different in comics, I recommend titles from independent publisher, Immature, Aftershock. How good is Image Comics? I remember one of the things that kind of soured me about them was the fact that Rob Liefeld kind of was like a chief, like basically chiefly responsible for them. And to be fair, that's one of the things where I think not enough people give Liefeld credit about, because he was a trailblazer in that regard. He gave people the gumption that they needed in order to strike out on their own when they weren't being treated justly in an industry that had done them dirty. Like when it gets to a point where Jim Lee can't, like, have to buy his own shirt for his shirts with his designs on, instead of the company like just, you know, letting him have them because he fucking is responsible for them, I think it's kind of it's odd. I get their mentality behind it, but it seems kind of needlessly petty. See you later, Druffy. Nice talking to you. Life hasn't been in a leading position in Image for the last 2 decades, but to answer your question, they have good selection of various titles. Oh, okay. I don't know, I think a lot of people kind of, to give the dude credit, let me make one thing clear. When I appreciate Linkara, if only because he got me interested in comics and in that medium when my interest as a kid growing up at Wayne at that point. He got me back into it because I did watch his videos and I find his critique interesting. As a comedian, I think and to this day I still think he's a terrible comedian and a not so good writer. One of the worst scenes I remember from that stupid storyline of his magic guns just suddenly stops working. And the idea is that the gun's trying to warn him that he's going down a dark path. And the wizard that he visits just like, oh, it's not working because you are turning evil. I don't know, like, I think the approach to that kind of thing should have been a little bit more nuanced instead of just like outright saying that. I don't know, like, not even that you are turning evil. Just say like, the way you've been behaving lately, she's starting to lose faith in you, or like she's starting to really question your judgment. But anyway, like, yeah, I think Linkara and his popularity has a fair amount to do with the kind of weird. I think people kind of overcompensate their hatred for Rob Liefeld. Let's be clear, I don't know if he's improved that much. He sucks shit as both a writer and a drawer. But I don't know, like, I think people have an unhealthy level of hatred for him. I think what makes me not as bitter towards Liefeld these days is that at least he's part of the community. And when I say that, I mean, like, I listen to his interviews, I watch videos of him, and you get the sense that, like, as dumb as he can be, he's being completely sincere when he says he loves comics, and he cares about the industry. But I don't know. Again, nowadays it's all about people and I know what's his name, that what was it? I know he called himself Zach, or his name is Zach, but Comic Book Pros and Secrets, that's not him. Well, let me look it up. I'm sure I'm subscribed to the dude. Comics Matter with your boy Zach. I get you rebranded himself as that something like that. And looking that up, I completely forgot the point I'm trying to make. I know, like, you had a running joke where nowadays comic book writers are basically just like pitching pilots for Netflix shows, and it's not even necessarily that exact context, but it rings true in how they kind of write their characters. They don't have a story to tell. They have something to pitch to you. And I think that's what a lot of people kind of miss on political stories. Like, you know, one of the shittiest parts of Amazon's attack was the weird, heavy-handed political message that didn't really fit into the narrative of the story that was being told in that. You know, something like that, where the heavy-handed nature of it kind of just hits you like a brick, where you're like commenting on the Patriot Act and shit like that, like stuff like Battle for Bloodhaven, where the political iconography and the over-the-top caricature of you know, I think post 9/11 world is like. It just makes you roll your eyes, and not necessarily because you agree or disagree. It's because you get the feeling that someone didn't have a story to tell. they wrote that either to come off as smart for commenting on that, or as mature for coming on that, or they have an opinion, and they're more concerned with showing that opinion than telling a good story. Man, you can express a political opinion in a comic. Like you can, like if a political, you can be political in comics. I think whenever people talk about they want politics out of comics, I think they kind of miss the issue. It's not so much that the politics are bad; it's that people. It's not in service of the story. It's always in service to push the writer's personal agenda, or to demonize a group that they don't care for. Like that prioritizes. They take that priority on that over everything else, and that's why their stories end up being shit. Like when. Like when the writer of Ironheart made Riri Williams, I don't get the feeling as I'm reading it that someone said, I want to tell the story I want to tell a story of a young lady who takes the mantle of Iron Man from Tony Stark and like is a successor. I get the feeling that I want to make a strong female character that people can relate to. That's a noble sentiment, in fact, but if that's your number one thing that you're focusing on, you're kind of like not in the right mindset. I'm like dipping in and out of consciousness. Yeah, come on. Oh, fucking hell, man. Okay, I just need to, hold on. Let's try some, I'm gonna try something funny. You get points for, let's see. Will that be enough to push it? Oh wow, I got a knee. He hasn't. Oh, I don't get the points if I didn't actually beat it. Damn. Okay, I gotta make a token effort. Damn. Damn you, game. For forcing me to actually play you. What is the shittiest creepypasta I ever read? That's a tough question, actually. I haven't read that many lately. For the show, or at least for my channel, rather, the show, it was kind of pompous of me when I'm just a dipshit talking into like a shitty gaming headset. Yeah, for my channel. I'm trying to think, like, it really depends on what you say, because there's some stories where I've read them where I get a kick out of how awful they are, like, I got it, Jeff the Killer 2015, and I say that, well, I would like to preface that it is indeed, no, that's not true, maybe Sonic.exe, the remake? Like, that one is especially bad because JC the Hyena, like, is remarkably I I'm trying. Look, I don't like the guy. I have no reason to like the guy. But I'm trying to think of this to say this was. I would like to see authors grow. Despite how cynical I can be, I want to see people improve from where they are. If I were to give a piece of advice to JC the Hyena, I would say that it would be best if he learns to write out of his comfort zone. And what I mean by that is, I acknowledge that. I'm talking about him as a writer. It sounds weird, but him being a disgusting, degenerate piece of pedophile dickhead is immaterial to the complaints. I don't know. Then again, that should. I'm talking about the writing aspect. There are horrible people in this world that do shitty things that make great art. Like, everyone loves Rurouni Kenshin, and the guy who wrote that manga was critically acclaimed. Got arrested for child pornography and possession charges. So, I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't look down on him and to always scrutinize him for that, especially since he seemed to have no issue with what he did. But I'm trying to speak on a critical mindset, right? Like a strictly editorial, I guess we would say, mindset. And JC the Hyena is terrible as a writer because he's fixated on certain ideas that are on the face of them bad ideas, and I don't know if he just is used to being surrounded by yes men who just kiss his ass all day. I mean, he is a furry. I'm not saying that furries are sycophants. I'm just saying that I don't know, from what I've observed, furries support each other to a weird degree. And I don't mean what's wrong with that. I'm saying that scrutiny does not come that often amongst their community. Yeah, fixated on Sonic the Hedgehog. That's not even just that. It's also the way he writes characters. He has a very simplistic, almost juvenile way of characterizing people. And a lot of it's show don't tell, where I think he has an idea of the kind of characterization that he's trying to strive for, but it doesn't match up to what he's actually writing. And also it doesn't help that what he's writing, it holds, I complained about it when I was reading the Sonic the remake, when X, I guess his name is going on a stupid little motive rant. He's talking about how he doesn't kill people and how they're his playthings or whatever. And that revelation, they're surprised by his assertion, right, that he doesn't kill people, and that, I guess, is supposed to add a level of intrigue to the story as to his modus operandi. And then he goes on to say, well, he captures their souls and tortures them in his realm for fun. And right there, you just killed, you just kind of undercut what you were setting up, where this entity took offense to the assertion that he was killing people, and it makes you curious, okay, well, what does he think he's doing? Oh, it doesn't matter. I said it before, there could be an idea where X as a creature, a certified master, finally, give me that level, I want it. Hold on. where X is an entity that does not comprehend the harm it's doing. Oh, there it is. Yes, 1989. Finally, I've been striving for this. So let's get this and put it on endless mode and just rock out. Like I keep losing my train of thought. Hell yeah. Yeah, he just I'm talking about something about Sonic's dog, you see. We'll complain about how the motives, the change, the misdirection amounts to nothing, because in the end result is still the same, where like he's just an evil dickhead. But in Jason the Hyena's mind, I think that he honestly believes that the revelation that X, like, he doesn't kill people, he takes their souls to play with, adds a layer of genuine depth to his character. If I had to, like, say what the second worst I've read, it has to be hands down, what's it called, the Jet the Killer remake. Because that's just because of how incredibly boring it is. And I don't know how much I can pin on no, it's not even just boring, it's like certain things about it, like, irritate the shit out of me. Like there's that one bit where it's like it wants to ground itself in reality, but it still wants to glorify Jeff as a force of nature that cannot be beaten. Where, like, oh, he took boxing class and he can beat up 3 guys in a row back to back, and like it talks down to other characters, making them look like caricatures just to make Jeff look even better. And also there's an obnoxious ass fucking annoying Josh Whedon-esque exchanges between Jeff and Liu, where they're like, like trying to talk to each other and like shit talk each other, and it's the most obnoxious thing in the world, and it makes me want bad things to happen to them. I don't know, like, I don't care for that. I do not care for that remake at all. I would say, Laughing Jack, the first Laughing Jack story was just, kind of derivative, not really all that interesting, kind of cliche and dull. The original Laughing Jack was utter gobshite. And the funny thing is, because some time ago, and I want to make one thing perfectly clear before I say this. I have no idea the validity of the claims against him. I'm not going to make any assertions. I'm not going to make any assumptions. But some time ago, the author of the Orange and Laughing Jack, and I think the original Laughing Jack 2, Snuff Bomb, there were some girls who spoke out against him and claimed that he had engaged in some level of abuse and sexual misconduct with them. He had sexually assaulted them, essentially. And I'm always in a camp of, you know, I'm not gonna just listen. I don't buy into this listen and believe bullshit. I trust but verify, you know. I'm trusting that you're gonna tell the truth, but I'm going to wait until more facts come out, until I make a character judgment on this dude. And so, you know, I don't want to end up like wishing ill on someone who maybe, like, didn't do anything, or might have been a misunderstanding on the part of both parties. But that happens too. People don't really talk about it, where a woman or a man might claim something about someone, an incident happened, and it turns out that they just misremembered it because, like, maybe they were going through some trauma in their life that kind of made them mentally associate that person that they accuse with what happened to them. Like, shit like that happens a lot, but we don't talk about it that often. But my point is, like, Step Bomb had an accusation against him of sexual misconduct, and reading the origin of Laughing Jack, like, made me more, like, it actually, like, actively made me more likely to believe his accuser. And I'm not saying that out of spite. I'm saying that because it was so over the top when it came to, and so gratuitous when it came to descriptions of torture and bloodshed and all that dumb, goofy shit. I was actually, like, wondering what it said about the author. Yeah, the video's on my channel. Like, the first time I read it, I flipped the fuck out, and I kind of cringe at it nowadays because at the end of the day, it's just a fucking story. I think a lot of my hostile reactions, I think I kind of cool down on as time goes on. Like, remember I did a video with Brady where you, like, reviewed Dating Game, and I was, like, furious at it, and then as time went on, I just don't care anymore. I just accept it for what it is, like a shitty, try-hard, garbage story written by someone who couldn't think of a better way to horrify someone other than to make them revolted. Same thing applies to the origin of Laughing Jack, although given the circumstances of that allegation, because the details that the accuser had gone into were very descriptive and painted the image of someone who who derived pleasure from violence, like gratuitous violence, and I almost was inclined to buy into the story immediately after reading it, although, you know, again, like, it's a very tender subject that you have to be mindful to tread lightly into. Because, I mean, I don't think people really understand. The two words in my eyes are the most dangerous labels one can be labeled with. You can, a rapist or a pedophile, because once someone is carrying those labels in the eyes of society, anything bad that happens to them or any horrible action that's brought upon them is entirely justified because they have those labels associated with them. So when people throw out those terms, I think it's important to make sure that, you know, you got to make sure that it actually sticks, that it actually is true. Because if it's not, you just condemn someone to have horrible shit happen to them, and almost with impunity. Because I'm not saying that people who, like, go out and kill someone, like a rapist, like a proven rapist, isn't gonna, like, do some jail time for that. But I'm saying that, I mean, there will be no push by society to investigate it, because in their eyes, you're the worst possible thing that could have possibly come out of this kind of environment, and therefore you deserve everything that you get, even if it's, again, like, with, you know, not within the confines of the law. That's one of the reasons why I don't, Like I get the general sentiment of the Me Too era that we currently live in, but I don't know. I think people need to be steadfast with like if you're accused of something you didn't do, you need to don't capitulate. Call them out on it, because I don't know, like the kind of people who like try to use the current climate in order to bury someone that they find contentious. The last thing they expect you to do is fight back. And the funny thing is, and, you know, but the beginning and the sad thing is, if you do fight back, people see it as a sign of you trying to hide something, even though it could just be you saying that, no, fuck this dude, I didn't do what he said I did. Weirdly political all of a sudden. I'm talking about bad creepypasta. I'm talking about Snuff Bomb and the fact that he likes writing barely like garbage smut. Not smut, I'm sorry, I'm just like, my eyes are fucked up. I'm still very tired. I am not doing well. You see, in my high school, I did well before. That's because I wasn't talking, I was focusing on what I was doing. But yeah, to answer your question, the worst thing creepypasta I ever read, Sonic.exe remake. Second worst, Judge the Killer remake. Third worst, I don't think anyone's gonna like me for saying it, but well, I wouldn't say it's like a bad story. I would say that I dislike it. 1999. I do not like that story. Mostly because it kind of fits into what I was complaining about earlier with you know, Sonic.exe, where the twists and turns and the shocking revelation feels like it has no real bearing on the story. And also the actions that the main characters undertake defies all logic and reason when it comes to, and also like the complete lack of subtlety. Like, you know what I've been getting into recently, and I posted this into the private Discord I have with the lads in our little crew of ours. It's something called the Walton Files, and I dig it because it's like I feel like you feel like you're coming out of the closet when you admit this. I like Five Nights at Freddy's. I like Scott Cawthon as a person. I think that's probably why I like the series. Well, I like the first game in VR, like Help Wanted. Everything else I don't care about. I would argue that some of them are just objectively bad, but the first game is, I still argue that the first game and Help Wanted are decently effective games. The appeal of those games, though, for me, wasn't the lore or the supernatural aspect. It was the uncanny valley effect of the animatronics, right? The uncanny valley effect, and it's not just from the fact that they look like it's the illusion of life. It's also that it's it's something that you feel like you know, and you can feel it in your just by looking at it. Something's not right. Like the favorite animatronic that I had of all of them was Chica, the original Chica, because the way it looked when it would like stare at the camera with that giant, its mouth wide agape, it's like I loved it because it was like a chilling effect. It's like one of those things where, you know, the animatronic isn't alive, and it probably doesn't even register that its mouth is open like that as it's staring at you. But like the Walton Files is like a spin-off of like a fan-made kind of weird spin-off of the Five Nights at Freddy's shit. But it's like a kind of like a weird mystery going on there. And what I like about it is that it could be a little bit over the top, but it's cerebral. It's at times subtle. It doesn't like play its hand right away. Like things are like some things are heavy-handed, but it's I like when horror is more implied than shown. And when 1999, like there's a scene where this kid's watching this public access show, and like a kid gets his finger lopped off with a pair of scissors, and it's at that point it's like, this kid's gonna keep fucking watching this? I'm not saying that stuff like that has never happened, or that a kid wouldn't probably be like curious enough to keep watching the smut on the screen without understanding it. It's just that that's not all the... I don't know, like... There needs to be some level of intrigue as to the threat presented. Like, that's the introduction to the threat. And the way that it's just actively malicious doesn't really unnerve me, to be honest. And like there's a part in where like they kind of flips between certain parts, right? Certain episodes of the public access show was called Mr. Bear. Well, first of all, it's called Mr. Bear's Cellar. Like that I no subtlety whatsoever. It's like Mr. Bear's candy van, Mr. Bear's fucking free kitten mobile or some shit like that, Mr. Bear's white van. I missed one over analyst. I am now thinking about Petrock. Overanalyst is still around. It's just I'll be honest with you, man. I think this interest in creepypasta is like diminished to the point where even people who mocked it for fun are like losing interest in it. Like Jacob is gradually moving on to like making fun of lolcows and shitty internet videos, and watching those videos, you can tell he has a lot more enthusiasm in doing that because it's fresh. And I don't. Lolcows are timeless. I think they're the gift that keeps on giving. Like that creepypasta, like I only have so many times you can say, but I think it's all been done. What new ground can you make in terms of shitting on a bad story? We ought to hit rock bottom is all I'm saying. I mean, I want to do more creepypasta related content, if only because I like horror fiction, and I do like to read. Although I will say it sounds dickish, but I do not care. Like anytime Jacob, like, and I'm sure they're funny streams on their own because Jacob's and his crew are like funny dudes, but I innately am not interested in laughing at Onision because of for the incident that happened with his daughter falling out of a two-story window while he was like sending weird tweets to one of his exes. Like at that point, I'm not. It doesn't matter what he does. Like he could like post a video of him like shoving a bike pump up his ass and trying to inflate himself like a balloon. I'm not laughing at Nunicion anymore because it's not funny. Like a 2-year-old girl. The fact that he had kids anyway, like, legitimately upsets me. That someone like that, with his backstory and his past actions, is in charge of rearing children. It's frightening to me. But then you add the fact that his daughter actually got injured. Fell out of a 2-story when she was 2 years old and cracked her skull open. I can't bring myself to find anything Onision does that's funny anymore. Not funny, not entertaining. Like, he's still a lolcow, but yeah, maybe I'm just, you know, I'm just being A-logging here, but there's certain lines you don't cross. Like, children are neglecting children or hurting children is a line that I think I can't allow someone to cross under any circumstance. Oh my god. I could have had that. Did Jacob do a video on J-Station? His videos are hilariously awful. Again, that's another guy where what can you say about J-Station that hasn't already been said? Like, there's only so many times you can make fun of his stupid hat, his weird inflections, the mush mouth nonsense that kind of spews out of his fucking face every 5 seconds. The fact that he thought it was a good idea to make a video pretending that his girlfriend was dead in order to get people to like watch more of his shitty, unfunny, unentertaining videos. And the sad thing is I got family members that watch that shit and eat it up. There's this one YouTube channel, I don't know, I would like hear it in the background whenever I pass them, like, pass my younger, my nephews by. Like, they're a little bit up in age. They were, like, watching some weird shit where this black couple, every 5 fucking seconds, they played a horror music sting. And it was the most obnoxious shit in the world. I had no idea who these people were, but I wanted both of them to get violent dysentery and, like, bleed out of their assholes. Because every 5 seconds they would like make a unfunny joke, and then it was that generic sing, do 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 do. I don't know. God, I hate the kind of pseudo-wigger, like wannabe baller culture that's been cultivated on YouTube. Why my cousins watch that shit? I don't know. I didn't raise them. Shit. It's just what kids are into. I have no say in it. Never mind. I watched some shit that like I think even they would cringe at too, unironically. So I'm not gonna, like, it's stones and glass houses. I'm just talking about what I can't stand. I think in general, like, people like J-Station, people like, you know, people of its ilk, basically, like Rice Gum, they cultivate a weird culture that like it's just willful ignorance to not just the world, but like they embrace it. Like so long as you're like financially you're successful, you can be a drain on society, and people are just gonna have to take it. Oh, really? Hold on. Hold on. Good. Oh, that's better. And YouTube kind of just lets it happen. I mean, to be fair, I'm not saying that these guys should be like censored or anything like that. Because, you know, I don't want to set that precedent. Like, obviously there's an audience for it, and there's an audience for a content creator. I think that it wouldn't be just of me to say that they can't watch them anymore just because I find their you know, what they enjoy abhorrent. But in regards to what, like, I don't know, I'm just saying, in regards to like YouTube's Orwellian policy in like in blacklisting content creators, they never turn an eye to those fucking dickhead, mushmouth, mumble rapping, like you know, the YouTubers I'm talking about. The ones that blur together and like almost encourage you to drop out of high school because you've got all the answers, teenager. Logan Paul ran a scam not too long ago encouraging people to drop out. He went and like he showed video of him going out and like helping rioters, I think in Seattle. It's like, but YouTube will promote him anyway. So it's like, what do you do? I don't know. I think people will respect Logan Paul a bit more if he were to embrace the fact fully, 100%, embrace the fact that he is a waste of life that the world would be better off without, like Takeshi 69 did. Like, I think Takeshi knows that he's an he is a reprehensible, worthless sack of shit. And he revels in like rubbing in people's faces that he manages to have a fan base despite it. I do not for the life of me also just to get why people like that dipshit anyway. Oh fuck. I know I'm taking a controversial stance. Takeshi 69 sucks, guys. I did find it funny how a good majority of the stuff that he said told law enforcement to get him off his back. Go, man, I'll be a snitch for you. It was shit that people involved already knew. Cardi B's the blood. Did you know that? It's like, yeah, she said so some time ago. You know what? Bye for now. You know, you're not the only ones. I need to lay down. I'm like slipping in and out of like being here and active. So, been nice doing this with you. Glad I could finally make it to level 50. I don't know if I'm gonna do any more of these streams. Like, I don't think this is a good stream because I gotta focus on them. I might make more videos in general, just not with me talking over them. So I've been Vitsoul signing out. I need to take a nap. Sorry. Y'all have a good one.